nuggets from my attorney today.
Good morning, Miss Brandt.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Good. Well, Deputy, I don't need to see Miss Brandt this morning. Her attorney spoke with the city attorney, and because her felony matters are ongoing, we are going to set this district court matter for another pretrial. Miss Brandt, I'm sorry, we're trying to get that information to the jail so you didn't have to go through this rigmarole, but we didn't get that information out in time, and so we don't need to see you this morning.
Can I just plead guilty? I've been here already almost 90 days.
Well, I think that there's probably a good strategic reason your attorney is not allowing you to do that or has not advised you to do that. And I can't accept a guilty plea from you without him, and he's not here. So we will set this for an additional date, ma'am, and hopefully we'll see a global resolution soon, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Deputy, thank you.
Thank you.
You have a blessed day.
You too, ma'am. All right, appearing on my screen is Moto E. I've asked you to start your video, and when you were in the waiting room, we asked you to rename your device. I think that your audio isn't connected. And so if you look to the bottom right-hand side of your screen, there's a microphone with a green arrow. You'll need to press it and select Join with Audio. If we don't see you connecting via audio or via video, we'll have to remove you from the meeting.
at least I have a license now.
Why she needed me.
You want to bring this to full screen?
Good morning, Mr. Young.
Morning.
The court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Davion Young, case number 21-501750T. This matter is scheduled for a pretrial conference this morning. You are Davion Young?
Yes.
All right, and sir, you are not represented by an attorney this morning. I was provided a pretrial conference statement from the city attorney that indicates if you pay your tickets, they will reduce the driving on license suspended charge to one of impeding traffic and dismiss the civil infraction of driving with no plates. Is that the offer that you discussed with the city attorney?
Yes.
And is that the way you want to proceed today?
Yes.
All right, sir, I would like to ask you about the status of your license because I pulled an updated driving record and it does appear to me that you have cleared the suspensions off of your license that were the tickets referred to. Is that correct?
Yes. I got 3 papers. This one and paid in full, and then the clearance of my license.
All right, sir, I am going to tell you something. The Secretary of State recently changed the way that they display results when someone runs a driving record. And it used to be that I could look at a driving record and tell you what suspended your license and then whether or not you had cleared it and if anything was holding you up.
All right.
I can't read them anymore. They've changed the way that they do them. And I ran your record this morning and it says your license is canceled, which I've never seen before and I'm certain is an error. But I wanted to ask you if you knew anything about that. You didn't turn in your license, did you?
No, I know that it expired because I turned 21 and I've been waiting on getting an appointment. And when my appointment was, it was a couple days after I had court with Grand Rapids.
Oh, I wonder if that is what it is. Michelle, that would make sense.
That would make sense.
Because you had, okay, all right, you were a minor. Ah, okay. Well, that helps me understand a little bit, only a fraction though, of what is on this record because they have made it practically impossible. All right, sir, if you tender a plea today to the offense of impeding traffic, there will not be a trial of any kind on the driving with your license suspended charge.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And is it your voluntary choice to waive your right to a trial on that offense in order to take advantage of the benefit of the bargain that the city is presenting?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you or make you any promises in order to get you to plead guilty today?
No.
Then as to the offense of impeding traffic, sir, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood on March 16th of this year?
Yes.
And at that time, was your driver's license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes. I didn't know it was because I was in jail, but you know, I made sure I get it all handled and everything. I got an appointment in July on the 7th to get my license reinstated with Secretary of State.
All right. Well, I hope that you make it to that appointment. Because while you seem like a perfectly pleasant young man, I don't want to see you here again on a driving related charge. All right.
Okay.
And so the sentence for this impeding traffic offense will be $240 in fines and costs. Sir, I will place you into a breakout room right now with one of my cashiers so you can make that payment. I wish you all the best.
Okay. Thank you.
Watch your screen for a breakout room invitation.
Okay.
Miss Dawson, are you available? Well, it doesn't appear so, but I will send her a message in the chat to send that pre-trial conference statement.
Very good, Ryan. Thank you.
The City of Kentwood versus Cyan Lam Tang. This matter is set for a pretrial conference this morning, and I have been advised that we do need to contact the language line for a Burmese interpreter.
That is correct, Your Honor. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Sir, what is your name?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Welcome to Language Line Solutions. Please enter your 6-digit client ID. Your client ID. Your call cannot be completed without a valid and active ID. Please enter your 6-digit client ID. For Spanish, press 1. For other, press 2. Please speak the name of the desired language.
Burmese.
I understood Korean. If this is correct, say yes or press 1. If this is incorrect, say no or press 2. Please speak the name of the desired language.
Burmese.
I understood Burmese. If this is correct, say yes or press 1. Please enter access code followed by the pound sign. Please hold for an interpreter.
Thank you for calling the system interpreter 20561. Do you have a customer with you? Do you need me to call the customer?
No, I have the customer with me. His name is Mr. Tang. This is Judge Sterkenburg at the 62B District Court. Mr. Tang will be entering a guilty plea today. Are you able to assist?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready for your instruction.
Well, first I'll need to swear you in, and so do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will impartially interpret the matter now before the court and not divulge confidential communication, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, would you like to introduce yourself to Mr. Tang?
Okay, so you say I think the man you must have been about it. I was that you must about it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, ready.
All right. Sir, you are being brought to court on a misdemeanor offense for driving while intoxicated.
Okay, who do you know or not? Yamara, Tita, Muchide, Arihago, Duda, Mui, Seva, Tom Soyo, Pao, Mountain, Chamo, everything that but
You are represented by Mr. Oberholzer, who conducted a pretrial conference this morning.
Okay, Tiaga, Jane, Mr. Oberhorn, Bona, Timanema, Twin, be
The city of Kentwood is offering to reduce your charge from operating while intoxicated to operating while visibly impaired if you tender a voluntary guilty plea.
We Bona, and he can put you out Bona, Kenya, go, but we say, don't so be the Gao, Mame, Habu, sure, like be the Bona. Mielo, many the Ambona, Yesio, the Tadania, Chima, Modo Yemo, Mame, don't swear, and Yellow, when Yengo, a taxi, Pure Habu, don't swear, but the Pido, any move to take short idea, every Haga, Kenya, be, Lulu Lala, Nebona, Mimi, a tishy that the Wayne Halushi, and it is for short like
Okay.
Operating while visibly impaired carries with it less financial penalties and less penalties on your license.
ဟုတ်ပြီအဲ့ဒီဟာပေါ့နော်ဟိုမြင်းနဲ့ဟာကိုပေါ့နော်ဟိုချက်ပြီးနေမဲ့အရာကိုသုံးဆွဲပြီးတော့မောင်းတဲ့ဟာကအခုနတို့မူရဲ့ခြေဝါသုံးဆွဲပြီးမောင်းတဲ့ဟာချက်အပြည့်နဲ့ဆိုင်ရင်ထွာရုံနေပါလေဒါဝိဒန်ကြီးကလည်းရုံနေပါလေနောက်ပြီးတော့လုံးဆောင်ရမယ့်ဟိုစားပေါ့နော်သူတို့ကိုလိုက်နာရမယ့်အချက်လက်တွေခါတန်ပြစ်ဒဏ်တွေလည်းရုံနေပါလေတဲ့
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Did you discuss this plea bargain with your attorney?
ခင်ဗျားရဲ့တရားရဲ့အကျိုးဆောင်ဖြစ်နေတဲ့အဲ့ဒီခါတွေကိုဆွေးနွေးပြီးပါလား
Okay.
Mr. Oberholzer, did you discuss this with your client?
Yes, we did discuss that offer, Your Honor. And I do believe my client wishes to offer a guilty plea at this time based on that offer.
ဟုတ်ပြီအဲ့ဒီကျွေးမိချင်းတွေလည်းပြီးပါတယ်သုံးစားလည်းပြီးပါပြီတဲ့
Sir, is it your choice today to plead guilty to the lesser offense in order to take advantage of the reduction in charge being offered by the city?
တရားဒီနေ့လည်းတော့အဲ့ဒီဟာကိုလွတ်လွတ်လပ်လပ်နဲ့အဖြစ်ရှိတယ်ဆိုတရားနေပြီးတော့သဘောတူဝင်ကြတာဟုတ်ပါတယ်နော်အခုစာပြည့်မှုနဲ့ပြည့်တယ်ကိုခံရဖို့အတွက်ခွင့်ရကိုရဖို့အတွက်ကိုဒီလိုဒီနေရာမျိုးတွေကပြီးတဲ့အတွက်ကိုခင်ဗျားအဲ့ဒါကိုမိမိသဘောနဲ့မိမိအဖြစ်ရှိတယ်လို့ဝင်ခံတာဟုတ်ပါတယ်နော်
Okay.
Yeah.
If you plead guilty today, there will not be a trial of any kind, and you will forever give up the right to have a trial on this matter. Do you understand?
ခင်ဗျားနားလည်းလားအခုဒီနေ့တိတိကျကျပြောရင်နောက်ပြီးတော့ရုံးနေပါလေဒီကိစ္စနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးရုံးနေပါလေဆက်စရာမလိုတော့ဘူးနော်အဲ့ဒါကိုစွန့်လို့လိုက်တယ်အဲ့ဒါကိုတရားနားလည်းပါလား Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Did anyone threaten you or make you any promises other than this plea bargain in order to get you to plead guilty?
ဟုတ်ပြီတရားတိတိကျကျပေါ့နော်ဝင်ချတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီအဲ့လိုဝင်ချဖို့အတွက်ကိုတရားကိုတူတယောက်ကချိန်ချတာနေဒီလိုပြောရမယ်ခဏငါပါတိတိနဲ့အဲ့လိုပေါ့နော်အစားတီးတဲ့ဟိုဒီလိုအစားတော့အကြောင်းအရာတွေကိုခက်ရပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုလောက်ခိုင်းမှာနော်အတင်းကျပ်လောက်ခိုင်းတာရှိသလားမရှိဘူးလား No.
Then, as to the offense of operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
ဟုတ်ပြီအခုပေါ့နော်ညလုံးဟိုဒီဆက်ကြမမြင်မတမ်းနဲ့ပေါ့နော်ဟိုဒါဖြစ်နေတဲ့ဟာကိုသုံးသက်ပြီးတော့ဘာမှမကိုတရားကူဘယ်လိုအဖြစ်ကိုဝင်ချရဲအဖြစ်ရှိတယ်လို့ဝင်ခါမလားအဖြစ်မရှိဘူးလို့ဝင်ခါမလားပြောပါ I plead guilty. Yes, I'm guilty.
Okay, sir, I have to ask you some questions. Back on March 28th of this year, were you driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood?
Yes.
And on that date, before you drove, had you been drinking alcohol or beer or liquor?
ပြီးတော့မလွယ်မနစ်
Okay, can I made a name of that? Oh, that I get the Tadala, the Tadala, the Yena, Tatela.
အော်ဟုတ်ကဲ့အရက်အရက်ပါတော့
Okay, 7 I can I see that at home.
အဲ့လိုဖြစ်တယ်ဟုတ်ကဲ့
I think I was drinking like from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on the 27th to 28th of the morning. Yes, I have been consuming some alcohol, beer, yes.
Okay, and did that beer and alcohol, did it affect your ability to drive?
Every time I go up to the Kama, Kenya, the Kama, the cool, you know, Kenya, we into the light. So, for no, Kama, can pick it up, for no, but not shit, pick it up, around you, he had that habit, but not shit, pick it up. For no, see, not shit, but pick it up.
ကျွန်တော်စအိမ်ကနေကျွန်တော်ဒီတော့အိမ်ကနေထွက်တော့ကကျွန်တော်မမောင်းပါဘူးကျွန်တော်ဒီမရဲ့တော့ကြမ်းမောင်းတယ်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီမကနည်းနည်းဆီယာရီဟိုရည်ကြလို့ကျွန်တော်ဟိုလည်းပြီးတယ်
So at first I was not driving, but my brother-in-law was driving, and my brother-in-law could not handle the steering well. So my sister asked me to switch the driver's seat. So that is when I took the steering.
And was it difficult to drive the car because you'd been drinking?
Okay, maybe okay, no. Maybe the way they go, they can't. Everybody, they are mom and team. They are so tired to it. They are Dama Muya, a cat Joma, Majunda, around people.
ကျွန်တော်မကြုံဘူး
No, I did not have difficulty. No.
Did the police pull you over and tell you that you had been swerving between the lanes?
Okay, Kenya, Kolega, Elko Kenya, Mom, Kolega, Kenya, Kama, Mira, Oye, Dia, Timida, Lamo, Mama, Quita, every year, for not being a kind of Yara, she's alarm, machine, and they go okay. And your Kolega, that she's alarm, she would.
မရှိဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ထိုင်ထားဘူးဒါပေမဲ့
Okay. Okay. No, the police didn't call me.
Okay, tell me what happened in your own words.
Okay, who your money back? Kill it, your dad.
ကျွန်တော်ဒီကနေဒီကြောင့်စီမာလာမှာကျွန်တော်မှတ်ဖို့ကျွန်တော်ညီမရဲ့ကြောင့်ကာမောင်လဲတာပြီးတော့when get ပတ်နေမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ညီမရဲ့ apartment ရှိတယ်ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒီကျွန်တော်မောင်းတယ်မောင်းပြီးမှ apartment ရောက်လာတဲ့အခါလဲကျွန်တော် parking ထူတာပြီးတော့ထွက်ကားထဲကနေထွက်ပြီးတော့ရဲကားတုံးစီးလာအခါလဲထူလာတယ်ကားထဲပြန်ဝင်လာတယ်ကားထဲပြန်ဝင်လာတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့
Okay. When I was driving up to my sister apartment complex, 3131 Wingate, and I was driving up to that point. And when I arrived at the apartment place, I parked and I pulled up and I parked the car and we got out of the car. And at that time, there were like three police cars arrived and they told me to get back inside the car. So I went back inside the car.
Okay, at some point, did they have you do some tests to see if you were sober or had been drinking?
Okay, every now we have to Kenya go to the corner. When what the yes, I'm not that set the set the right and I'm doing it. ခင်ဗျာစစ်ခံအဲ့ဒါကိုပဲဖြေဖို့လိုတယ်နော်ခင်ဗျာကိုတို့ဟိုစာခင်ဗျာအရင်မူးနေလားအရင်မူးနေဘူးလားဆိုတာတက်နေပါလေရှိတယ်တို့မှာအဲ့ဒါမျိုးနဲ့စစ်တလားဒီပုတ်ပြီးတက်ခိုင်းတာတို့ဘာလို့လုပ်တယ်လားလုပ်ဘူးလား
မျက်စိရှိတယ်ဒါဒီကုန်းလာလဲရှိတယ်ဟုတ်ကဲ့
They did the test, they tested my eyes, and I wasn't very on. And they don't just like, oh, that for my man.
ပဲချက်ကိုမခိုင်းတယ်လမ်းဆောက်ခိုင်းတယ်
And yes, they tested me like I have to breathe out, and that's what they were testing me, and I have to work. They tested my steps.
And did you take a breath test to see if there was alcohol on your breath?
Okay, so they said that well, no, can now set them on the crime bureau, set them on the number they got it. And I'm just like, so much, they look for crime rate, and I'm no job, and I was teaching job.
တို့စိတ်ကိုတုံးခိုင်းတယ်တော့ဖြစ်တယ်မဟုတ်ခိုင်းတယ်ပဲရှိတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့လည်းဗာလဲကြောက်ရွံ့စိတ်ရှိပြီဆိုတော့လေနော်ဘာမှအဲ့တော့လောက်ခိုင်းတယ်အကုန်လုံးတော့ဒါပေမဲ့ဘာလဲဆိုတော့မသိတော့ဘူးမို့တော့အကုန်လုံး
Yeah, I was really under pressure, and I was scared and afraid and was panicking. So, yeah, they have asked me to do some kind of breath test, but I don't know what that is. And I was scared at that time.
I understand. It can be scary.
We do not really.
The test that they did resulted in evidence that you had more than the legal limit of alcohol in your blood. Actually, 0.14 grams of alcohol.
Kenya doing a mother, sit at home, they don't sit there, sit at home, Kenya doing a mother. That's a much daily grip. Yes, she did it. There was so much habit, see you with so much habit, half it, meow, no?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you believe that that test result is probably correct?
Kenya take a mother, better Kenya with it. Every Santa Buka, Mangamano, make on, and we go mean it out, people do it. Mangamano, China, Mangamuro, China, Tiga, better keep it.
ဝန်ခံတယ်လို့ထင်တယ်မတော်တယ်
Yes, I think that was correct.
All right, Mr. Overholtzer, I believe that is a sufficient factual basis.
I would agree, Your Honor. Thank you.
We do that already, young man, and my beat it.
All right, sir, I will accept your guilty plea.
But we cannot teach it out to wait out to let on like this.
Before I can sentence you, I need to know more about you.
But we cannot, no, to get out and pay him, cannot get that you to never see go to it.
And I need to know about your relationship to alcohol.
Cannot, yes, they have got that deal to teach it, we may.
I'm going to have you stop at the counter on your way out and get information on how to do a substance abuse assessment.
But we more country, and it's when I would do substance abuse for very good evaluation to
I want you to have that evaluation done and then come back and I'll sentence you at that time.
So we every okay, go you like it, can now everything that you get at the chama.
They'll give you the information and a date at the counter.
Again, when I can now, the tell that they got from John May, yes, try that feeling, man. Now you're doing it.
Do you have any questions for me?
또 밤에는 미루시래 시들람 시우다.
receiving the building.
No, I have no question. Thank you.
All right, you are set to leave today until you are sentenced. All of the original conditions of your bond are continued.
거기 케냐 디네자야 디비 투여만해요. 저래 산도 과부 그래. 여러분만 이도야 너 나비 예체네 바래 검자로메. 자라고 그래. 거기 여러 사람에
Okay.
All right, you may go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
자라야. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter, for your assistance today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for using our service. Thank you.
All right, yep, goodbye. Your Honor, I sent messages to the waiting room with no response from anybody. Appearing on my screen as Moto E, please unmute and identify yourself for the court.
Joe Whitfield.
Say your last name again, please.
Whitfield.
What number, Nancy?
Joe Whitfield, 10th one down at 9 o'clock.
All right, Mr. Whitfield, you are represented by Attorney Oberholzer. Have you spoken with him today?
No, I've been trying to get in contact because the paper that I received, it had the wrong code in. So I had to call up other people and get the right code. That's what the reason I couldn't.
Okay, well, your attorney is here, and so I will just have you mute and wait until he is available, and then he will have a private conversation with you.
All right, thank you.
Mhm. And Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Have you met with our city attorney, Miss Danielle Dawson, yet today?
No.
Okay. You are not represented by counsel, correct?
No.
So you'll meet with her on your own. Let's see. I think she is meeting with another individual right now. When she is available, I will move you into a private breakout room with her as well.
Okay.
All right, so I will mute you again, sir.
All right.
Your Honor, did you need to speak to me?
Talking to me?
Hi, Ms. Dawson. Let's see. I think that there's someone here to meet with you. I think Mr. Smith is here to meet with you, Mr. Beeson. Do you need to speak with Ms.
Dykstra.
Dawson?
Mr. Dykstra.
Yes, I know you're here on Dykstra. Do you need to speak with Ms. Dawson?
No, it's settled, Your Honor. You're going to enter a plea to impaired.
Okay, and we'll call your case here shortly. But yes, Ms. Dawson, I am going to move you into your own breakout room so you can meet with Mr. Smith.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. And I'm going to send over the pretrial statement in the Dykstra matter right now.
Thank you. Mr. Overholzer. You were just here.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Are you meeting with someone at this time?
Your Honor, I was actually hopeful that I would be able to touch base with Ms. Dawson. I see Mr. Whitfield is with us here. I do represent Mr. Whitfield. I was just hopeful that I could have a brief conversation with Ms. Dawson before discussing the matter with Mr. Whitfield.
Okay, well, she is meeting with someone else, and so I can facilitate that, but it will be just a moment.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
All right, it looks like we just got the PTC for Dykstra. All right, the court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Samuel Jacob Dykstra, case number 21-50088OD. This matter is scheduled for a pretrial conference this morning. Counsel, your appearance for the record.
John Beeson on behalf of Mr. Dykstra, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, and are you Samuel Dykstra there with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Dykstra. I appreciate that you have dressed for the occasion. Mr. Beeson, perhaps he could give you some wardrobe advice.
I need to follow my own.
I'm sorry?
I need to follow my own advice, Your Honor.
All right. The court has been provided with a pretrial conference statement that indicates if you're, well, this doesn't appear to be conditional, but that your client may plead to the offense of impaired driving and the OWI will be dismissed. Is that the offer you discussed with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that the way he intends to proceed today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Operating while visibly impaired is still a misdemeanor offense. It is still punishable by up to 93 days in jail. The distinction is that the financial penalties are less, as are the Secretary of State consequences. Did Mr. Beeson discuss all of that with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, if you tender a plea today and the court accepts your plea, there will not be a trial of any kind on the OWI offense, and you will forever waive your right to a trial on that charge. Do you understand? I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it your voluntary choice today then to waive your rights in order to take advantage of the benefit of the bargain being extended by the city?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone threaten you or make you any promises above and beyond what is the plea bargain in order to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, then as to the offense of operating while impaired, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right, I need to ask you some questions to establish a factual basis. Sir, I'll take you back to February 6th of this year. Were you operating a vehicle in the city of Kentwood, County of Kent at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And before driving, had you consumed some kind of alcohol, liquor, beer, or other intoxicating substance?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did that substance impair your ability to operate that vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Beeson, was there a blood or breath test in this matter?
0.09, Your Honor.
0.09, sir, just over the legal limit.
Just over.
All right, do you have any reason to believe that that test is incorrect, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I do believe that is a sufficient factual basis and can accept your guilty plea. Mr. Beeson, do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I will find you guilty of this offense, but before I sentence you, I need to know more about you. And so I am going to refer you to a substance abuse assessment. I'll have you complete that. They'll file that report with the court, and I'll be able to review it before your sentence. What I'm going to do now that we are concluded is I'm going to move you into a breakout room with one of my clerks up front, and they'll be able to give you some information on how to get your substance abuse completed and when to return for sentencing. I want to verify that we have your address correct at 914 Bellevue Meadow Drive South. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Beeson, is there anything further on this matter?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
So we to stay on, right?
Right. I'll move him in, I'll move you into a breakout room, and you can inquire with the clerk there about the substance abuse assessment and sentencing date.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Dawson, you have returned, and Mr. Oberholzer stated to me that he needs to speak with you. All right, Mr. Oberholzer, I'm giving her an invitation to meet with you in your breakout room.
Great, I will.
Looks like she's there now.
Perfect, Your Honor, thank you.
Mhm. Versus, you ready, Ms. Ngada? Sir, come on up to the lectern, please. All right. What is your name, sir? And your last name? Okay. Because you're wearing a mask and you're kind of tall, just make sure that you're speaking clearly so that we pick it up on the microphone, okay? This matter was scheduled for a pretrial conference today, and you are not represented by counsel. The city attorney met with you and she provided the court a pretrial conference statement that indicates in exchange for your voluntary plea to the offense of having open intoxicants in a motor vehicle, they will dismiss the other charge brought against you, which is violation of the provisions of your temporary instruction permit. Is that the offer that you discussed with our city attorney? Say again?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the way you want to proceed today?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you do have choices because, for example, you have the right to a trial in this matter. And so the alternative to taking the bargain and pleading guilty would be to have this matter tried by a jury of your peers or by this court. If you waive a jury, then it would be a bench trial. Is it your choice to plead guilty today and take advantage of the bargain being offered by the city? Or do you want to have this matter, both charges, set for a trial of some kind? Okay. Sir, having open intoxicants in a motor vehicle is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of $100 plus court costs. Do you understand? Out loud, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And as we discussed, if you tender a guilty plea today and the court accepts your guilty plea, there will not be a trial of any kind. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you indicated that you want to take advantage of the bargain being offered by the city. So let me ask you, did anyone threaten you or make you any promises above and beyond the plea bargain in order to get you to plead guilty?
No.
All right, then as to the offense of having open intoxicants in a motor vehicle, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, sir, were you driving a vehicle or operating a vehicle, sitting in a vehicle in the city of Kentwood, County of Kent, back on March 9th of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and at that time, did you have some kind of alcohol container in the car with you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I have.
All right, sir, I do find that that establishes a sufficient factual basis, and I can accept your guilty plea. How old are you? 19. So you're not old enough to draw or to drink anyway. All right, why don't you tell me what happened? Why don't you tell me what happened? It wasn't your alcohol container?
Yeah, it wasn't mine. He was some person at the same place, so I bought his car, was out to get it up and down. I don't know if the body was in there. Police told me wasn't drunk, so he didn't go to work.
Well, you know, it's true that you weren't charged with being a minor who had a blood alcohol content, so that's something. Sir, what's the status of your license now? It's valid, good. All right, sir, the law presumes for a nonviolent misdemeanor of this nature that a sentence that is appropriate can be crafted, which does not include jail time. Do you have any criminal record to speak of? Client, is there anything else that you would like this court to consider before I impose sentence? All right, sir, I am sentencing you to community service. You must perform 24 hours within the next 6 months. You're going to stop by probation on your way out of the courthouse, get the information on how to set that up, and you must register for your community service within the first 2 business days after receiving that instruction. Fines and costs in this matter total $425, so you're also going to stop at the counter out front to make payment. You can make a payment arrangement with one of my clerks. All right, sir, that is the final decision of the court. If you disagree with this court's decision, you may appeal it to the circuit court within 21 days. If you need the assistance of an attorney to make appeal, you must ask for that attorney within 14. You're all set. Thank you. Stop the clerk's counter to make payment or payment arrangements, and then stop at probation to get information on community service. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Oberholzer, do I need to connect you with Mr. Whitfield?
That would be much appreciated, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Yes. Mr. Whitfield, watch your screen. You'll have an invitation to join a breakout room with your attorney. Mr. Zarate Almos, good morning.
Buenos días, dice. Good morning.
Ma'am, I appreciate that whoever you may be, you're trying to assist Mr. Zarate Almos, but for a court proceeding, if he needs an interpreter, I have to contact someone who is certified.
He does need someone.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, that's fine. Before we call the case then, can you tell me whether or not Mr. Zarate Almos has his driver's permit?
Yes, he does has. It's right here.
Okay. I will contact an interpreter.
Thank you. Porque yo no puedo porque dice que yo no tengo licencia. Se va a agarrarte un intérprete que tenga licencia.
Line inclusive. Please enter your 6-digit client ID. For Spanish, press 1. For other, press 2.
Yes, but I think there's somebody
Please
else.
enter access code followed by the pound sign.
La primera vez también fue ella.
Sí.
Y el otro que apareció ahí también fue la primera vez que llamé.
I can't remember.
Please hold for an interpreter.
Hers is updated driving. I'm afraid we've been disconnected by the language line. It says connected, but we are out in nowhere land.
Okay, next available is
Hi, this is Judge Sterkenburg at the 62B District Court. I have a defendant here who needs to enter a plea. Are you able to assist?
Do you need a Spanish interpreter that is legal?
Yes, I do need a legal Spanish interpreter.
Sure, let me transfer you to a legal Spanish interpreter. Please hold.
Please hold for the next available interpreter.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is Pedro Gustavo, ID number 222078. I'll be your Spanish interpreter today. Is the customer with you or do you need me to call them for you?
Good morning. The customer is with me. His name is Javier Zarate Olmos, and he is a defendant in a criminal traffic case and needs to enter a plea. Are you able to assist?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry. The line was breaking up. If you don't mind, could you repeat the sentence one more time?
Yes, I have Mr. Zarate Olmos with me. He needs to enter a plea on a criminal matter.
Very good. It shouldn't be. It may definitely assist you with that.
All right. Before we begin, do you swear or affirm to impartially interpret the matter now before the court and not divulge confidential communications? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you. You can introduce yourself to Mr. Zarate Olmos.
Thank you. Sí, hola, señor Zarate Olma. Yo seré su intérprete durante esta llamada telefónica. para este asunto penal de vialidad.
This is the case of the city of Kentwood versus Javier Zarate Olmos, case number 21-50030 OT.
Muy bien, este es el caso de la ciudad de Kentwood contra el señor Javier Zarate Olmos, número de caso 21-5003-0 OT.
Sir, the city of Kentwood says that you were driving a vehicle without a license and that you also were using your headlights improperly.
La ciudad de Kentwood indica de que usted conducía un vehículo sin licencia, más aparte de eso estaba usando usted los faros frontales de manera no apropiada.
Sí.
Yes.
Today you met with the city attorney and she offered to reduce your driving unlicensed charge.
El día de hoy usted se reunió con la fiscal de la ciudad y ella ofreció reducir el cargo de conducir sin licencia.
And dismiss the improper headlights charge.
Y desestimar el cargo de el uso inadecuado de los faros de enfrente.
If you plead guilty to a lesser offense of impeding traffic.
Si usted se declara culpable a una ofensa menor de impedir tráfico.
Sí.
That is conditioned on you getting your driver's permit. Do you have your driver's permit?
Y esto está condicionado a que usted saque su permiso de manejar. ¿Usted tiene su permiso de manejar?
Sí.
The record reflects that the defendant is showing the court through Zoom his driver's permit and a driving record indicates it is valid.
Muy bien. Para el acta, el acusado, perdón, para que lo refleje el acta, el acusado lo está mostrando la cosa por medio del Zoom de su permiso de manejar y de acuerdo a los archivos el cuadrante.
Sir, is it your choice today to take advantage of the offer being extended by the city and plead guilty to the lesser offense?
Señor, usted elige el día de hoy tomar ventaja de esta oferta que le está haciendo a usted la ciudad, de usted se declare culpable a una ofensa menor.
Sí.
And do you understand that if you plead guilty today, there will not be a trial of any kind on the original charge?
Y se entiende, señor, de que si usted se declara culpable el día de hoy, no habrá ningún tipo de juicio para nada, para el cargo original.
Sí.
Yeah.
Did anyone threaten you or make you any promises to get you to plead guilty today?
Señor, ¿alguien lo amenazó o le hizo promesas para que usted se declarara culpable el día de hoy?
No.
No.
All right, sir. Then to the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
Entonces, señor, para la ofensa de impedir tráfico, ¿cómo usted se declara?
Culpable.
Guilty.
All right, sir, were you driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood back on January 15th of this year?
Señor, usted vino conduciendo un vehículo en la ciudad de Kentwood en la fecha del 15 de enero de este año.
Sí,
And at that time, did you have a valid license?
Y en ese entonces, ¿usted tenía una licencia válida?
no,
Okay, sir, I will accept your guilty plea. I will sentence you to fines and costs. They total $240.
Y no le voy a aceptar su declaración de culpabilidad. Lo voy a sentenciar a multas con costos perdón, lo voy a sentenciar a multas y costos por $240.
ok,
I'm going to move you into a breakout room so that you can make a payment with my clerk.
Ahora, yo lo voy a mover a usted a un cuarto de breakout para que se haga un pago con mi administrador.
ok,
Watch your screen for the invitation.
Esté al tanto de la pantalla para la invitación.
ok.
Thank you.
Spanish, this is Spanish interpreter. Your Honor, is there anything else at all I may help you with?
No, we are all set. Thank you so much for your assistance.
Sure, very well. You're very much welcome. I have a great day. Goodbye.
Miss Dawson, are you there? Miss Dawson, I think I need to move you to the prosecutor's office to meet with someone. Hello, sir. What is your name?
Noah Holsinger.
All right, Mr. Holsinger, you were here for a pretrial conference. Have you had a conversation with our city attorney, Ms. Danielle Dawson, this morning?
She just sent me on the link to come to here.
Okay. Yep. All right, and I have his PTC. We have it. Yeah, I'm not printing them. I just pull them up so I have them as reference. All right. All right, the court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Noah Holsinger, case number 21-50137 OT. Sir, are you Noah Holsinger?
Yes, I am.
All right, Mr. Holsinger, you do not have an attorney, and so today you met with our city attorney, Ms. Danielle Dawson, on your own. She has provided the court a pretrial conference statement which indicates that you may plead to the civil infraction of impeding traffic, and she will dismiss the charge of violation of the terms of your temporary instruction permit if you get your license. And I have a Secretary of State driving record that indicates your license is valid. So, did you get your license, sir?
I did.
Congratulations. It is
Thank you.
always this court's goal that the people who come through here on traffic offenses end up as legal drivers. And so I am very proud of you. Is it your choice then to take advantage of the offer being extended by the city and tender a plea to the civil infraction today?
Wait, say that again.
Is it your choice to take advantage of this bargain being extended by the city?
What does that mean?
Okay, so they extended you the offer that you could plead to this impeding traffic infraction, right? Which is a lesser offense than violating the provisions of your temporary instruction permit. You were charged with a misdemeanor, and they're going to dismiss that if you plead guilty to the lesser offense of impeding traffic. Is that what you want to do today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if you tender a plea and the court accepts it, there will never be a trial on whether or not you violated the provisions of your temporary instruction permit. Do you understand?
Yes.
And it's your voluntary choice then to waive your right to a trial on that and all of your other trial rights in order to take advantage of this offer being extended. Okay. Sir, did anyone threaten you or make you any promises beyond what is the plea bargain in order to get you to enter a plea today?
Ma'am.
Then as to the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, sir, were you driving a vehicle?
Yes, I was.
Well, good. Were you driving it back on February 28th of this year?
Yes, I was.
All right, and what was the status of your license then?
A permit.
What did you do that violated the terms of your temporary instruction permit?
I didn't realize I have auto lights, and I didn't realize that my low beams were on when I was. So he pulled me over for. He said my headlights weren't on, but they were on. But they were on low beams. That's what he pulled me over for.
Okay, right.
So it wasn't
Daytime
because
lights.
it wasn't because of how I was driving. It's because my daytime lights were on, not my headlights.
Okay, I understand. All right, I do find that's a sufficient factual basis to accept your plea to impeding traffic, and I will sentence you to fines and costs in this matter. They total $240. I will move you into a breakout room right now with my clerk so you can make payment or payment arrangements. I wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Mhm. Mr. Zarate, almost. Did you make it into a breakout room with my cashier?
Yes.
All right, so he's already made his payment?
Yes.
Okay, then you may go.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Dawson?
Yes, Your Honor.
You spoke with Mr. Hamilton?
I did.
Okay. Looks like I do have a PTC here. I also have a young woman in my courtroom. Her name is Shanova Jones.
I have not spoken to Ms. Jones yet.
Yep, it looks like she was already escorted into the prosecutor's office. So I think you've got that breakout room so you can jump back with her. And before you go, we were just talking about another defendant, Ting, who has a Secretary of State appointment in July, like middle of July. And you made her an offer, and we'll set her pretrial out, which would be her third pretrial out, to be consistent with your offer, to give her the opportunity to make it. But I think we need to put a time cap. We need to discuss a time cap on some of these.
Ms. Ting and I did discuss that a little bit. I told her that this was going to be the last time, because, you know, I from my perspective, there are some, like Mr. Hamilton, who make the efforts to get things taken care of rather expeditiously, and there are some who maybe do not. So that is definitely my motivation when I ask for another extension. But I agree, my patience is wearing thin with certain individuals. So there will not be another request for an extension for Ms. Ting.
Okay, well, and I'm not even talking about her specifically, but I think in general, we're going to have to, I mean, the offense date was February, right? So that puts us 6 months out. And
however Your Honor wants to do it.
Let me think on it, because I know you're aware of it, and I know how you handle your cases. But I really, man, I might have to give that some thought on a hard policy to rein that in.
And however the court wants to do that, I am completely on board. I guess the thing that I continue to hear and have heard for the last year is, well, the Secretary of State appointment.
Can't get an appointment. Yeah, I know. You know, the Secretary of State is throwing all kinds of wrenches at me. I can't read the driving records.
I completely
can't get
agree.
an appointment. So yeah.
I think pre-COVID, it was kind of like my personal policy. I mean, that feels so long ago, I can't even say with certainty, but I would only request an extension once or twice. And that was really fact dependent on the defendant and what they were doing and what the reasoning was. It's hard to adhere to a no more than 2-time extension, especially like given the Secretary of State setting appointments out until July. So it really it puts us all in a rock, between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I will let you go and meet with
Ms. Vroma.
Ms. Jones. Nope, Ms. Jones, who is here in person.
Okay, I was in the middle of meeting with Ms. Vroma. So let me finish up with her, and then I'll meet with Ms. Jones.
All right, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that Mr. Hamilton's file right there?
No, it's right underneath here. Is that?
Yes.
These are the ones you gave.
Michelle, can you send a message to iPhone in the waiting room?
Yes.
All right, the court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Aaron Hamilton, case number 21-50183OT. So you can come right up here to the lectern. The middle one, yeah. Are you Aaron Hamilton?
The one, well, I can't say the one, I'm only because.
All right, sir. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
you are not represented by an attorney, and so this matter was scheduled for a pretrial conference today, and you met with the city attorney on your own. She provided the court a statement that indicates she will allow you to plead to the civil infraction of impeding traffic and dismiss the misdemeanor, driving with your license suspended, revoked, or denied, if you get your license. Do you have your license?
Yes.
All right. I do have a Secretary of State driving record that indicates it is valid as of, this is dated March 26th. And so,
When I got the second ticket, the first ticket I was there, I forgot about it. I was 80, I don't know how, I just sat behind the wheel on that one. But once I got the second ticket for driving without a license, this the next day, I immediately took care of it. So.
good. Well, it is always this court's goal that on the other side of proceedings, you are a legal driver. And so is it your choice today then to enter a plea to the offense of impeding traffic and take advantage of the city's bargain?
Yes, and no one beat me up. The first thing to say, yes.
I do it all day long, every day, sir. But it is a requirement that any plea that is tendered is knowing and voluntary. And so you understand that if you tender a plea today and the court accepts it, there will not be a trial on the driving with license suspended charge?
Correct.
And it's your voluntary choice to take advantage of the city's offer and do that today? All right, to the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. Sir, were you driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood back on March 19th of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and on that date and time, was your driver's license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, it was.
I do find that is a sufficient factual basis to accept your plea to the lesser offense then of impeding traffic. And I will sentence you on this to fines and costs, sir. They total $240.
All right, can I get an extension or do you have to?
What you can do is you can stop at the clerk's counter on your way out and apply for a payment plan, and they will assist you with that. All right, you're all set.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you. You as well. Good morning. Are you Thomas Griggs Jr.?
Yeah.
All right, the court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Thomas Griggs Jr., case number 21-50176OT. This matter was scheduled for a pretrial conference this morning. You are Mr. Griggs, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are not represented by an attorney, so you met with our city prosecutor on your own. She provided this court a pretrial conference statement that indicates if you pay your outstanding tickets, she will reduce the driving on license suspended charge, a misdemeanor, to a civil infraction of impeding traffic. Ms. White, are you able to run an updated driver's record for Mr. Griggs?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, how are you doing on those tickets?
I just paid him today.
You did?
At 10:30.
All right. The tickets out of Walker?
Yeah.
See, they were all out of Walker, weren't they?
Yeah.
And so did they give you a clearance document to take to the Secretary of State?
No, I did it. I did it online. But and she told me I had to go to the Secretary of State, but they didn't give me no paper or nothing.
All right, well, you'll need to get a clearance form from the Walker court that you can take to the Secretary of State. If you don't have that to take to the Secretary of State, they might not reinstate your license.
It does indicate his license is still suspended, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, it would indicate it's still suspended if he hasn't taken the clearance to Walker, which he can't have done if he just did it today.
Correct.
Well, I have to go get a paper, go to the Secretary of State, and
Yes, you'll need to get
my
something
license
from, you'll need to get something from the Walker court that says they took the suspension off, that they cleared the suspension so that you can take it to the Secretary of State, pay your reinstatement fee, and have your license unsuspended. But I am pleased to note that you have paid off your tickets. And so is it your choice then to take advantage of this offer being extended by the city and tender a plea to the civil infraction of impeding traffic?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do that, there will not be a trial of any kind on the original driving with your license suspended charge, and you will forever waive that right. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You look confused.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I understand.
All right. If I accept your responsibility for impeding traffic, the original charge will be dismissed, but that means you'll never have the right again to have a trial on it. Is that what you want to do? You want to take advantage of this offer and plead to the lesser civil infraction of impeding traffic and get rid of the driving on license suspended?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did anyone threaten you or make you any promises in order to get you to accept this offer?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, as to the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Sir, on the date of March 17th of this year, were you driving a car in the city of Kentwood?
Yes.
And at that time, was your driver's license suspended?
Yes.
All right, well, I have to ask you those questions to establish a factual basis for accepting your plea. And I do believe there's a sufficient factual basis, so I will accept your plea and I will assess fines and costs in this matter at $240. So, sir, I'm going to place you into a breakout room now with my clerk so that you may make payment or payment arrangements. And you are all set.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
The court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Jamie Lynn Veroma, case number 21-501-280T. Ma'am, are you Jamie Veroma?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, and this matter was set for a pretrial conference this morning. You are not represented by counsel, so you met with the city attorney on. She provided this court a pretrial conference statement that indicates she has offered you the opportunity to plead to the civil infraction of impeding traffic, and she will reduce the driving with license suspended misdemeanor. Is that what you discussed with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that the way you want to proceed today?
Yes, I would like to plead to impeding traffic.
All right, and if you do that, ma'am, you will forever waive the right to have a trial on the original offense of driving with a suspended license. Do you understand?
I do understand, Your Honor.
All right, did anyone threaten you or make you any promises above and beyond the plea bargain to get you to enter this plea today?
No, ma'am.
All right, then to the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Were you driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood back on February 24th of this year?
What? I'm sorry?
The date of this alleged offense is February 24th of this year. That's when they gave you this appearance ticket for driving with your license suspended. Do you recall driving a car on that date?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And was it in the city of Kentwood?
It sure was.
All right, and at that time, was your driver's license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I ask you those questions to establish a factual basis, to make sure there is actual truth to accept your guilty plea. And so I will accept your responsibility for the offense of impeding traffic, ma'am, and I will assess fines and costs in this matter.
Okay.
They total $240. I am going to place you into a breakout room with one of my cashiers. They may or may not be able to assist you at this time. I don't have a criminal clerk in the courtroom with me, and we need to update your file in the system in real time, so it may be a delay of some minutes before they can help you. But if you'll wait, let them know I'm sending the file that direction and they can take care of it, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks, Ms. Froma. I wish you all the best.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, the court is calling the case of Marissa Gillespie, case number 21-50194OT. You are Miss Gillespie? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, are you wearing a bathrobe?
No, I have like my sweater on. I'm pregnant, trying to just hide my stomach.
All right, well,
I'll pull it down for you.
for future reference when appearing for the court, this is an extension of the courtroom. Even though you are appearing on Zoom, we do expect a certain level of decorum, ma'am.
Okay, took it off, sorry.
All right, this matter was set for a pretrial conference this morning. You are not represented by counsel, and so you met with the city attorney on your own. I was provided a pretrial conference statement that indicates if you get your license, the city attorney will reduce the unlicensed misdemeanor to a civil infraction of impeding, and if you have proof of insurance, she will dismiss the civil infraction of no insurance. And so, what is the status of your license, ma'am?
I have it.
All right, I do have a Secretary of State driving record here, dated April 20th, that indicates your driver's license is valid. Were you able to provide Ms. Dawson proof of insurance?
Yes, she said she was dropping that, yes.
All right. Ma'am, if you tender a plea of responsible, Ms. Dawson, I see you popped onto the screen.
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
Did Ms. Gillespie provide you proof of insurance?
Yes, I'm satisfied.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Ms. Gillespie, if you plead responsible to the offense of impeding traffic, there will never be a trial on the original unlicensed charge, and you will forever waive the right to a trial on that offense. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, and is it your voluntary choice then to waive that right and take advantage of the bargain that the city is offering?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you or make you any promises above and beyond the plea bargain to get you to enter a plea today?
No.
All right, ma'am. To the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you in fact driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood back on March 22nd of this year?
Yes.
And at that time, was your driver's license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Never applied, yes.
You didn't have a license?
Yeah.
All right, I do find that is a sufficient factual basis to accept your guilty plea, which I will do. Ma'am, I'm going to assess fines and costs in this matter at a total of $240. I'm going to place you into a breakout room with one of my cashiers. Give her a minute, though, to join you, and she'll be able to assist you in making payment or payment arrangements.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Ms. Dawson, I have to walk some files down to the clerk's area. I'll be back.
Okay, I do have, when you're back, Ms. Shanova Jones. I just wanted to talk to you about that one.
All right, Ms. Dawson, I am back. You wanted to discuss Shinova Jones.
Yeah, Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Jones and I just sent over a pretrial statement. I have offered her impeding traffic. I think you and I have the same confusion though. When I look at her driving history, it does say that there are a few fail to appears out of Grand Rapids. Well, she called Grand Rapids and was told that there is nothing pending and she doesn't have any outstanding fines to pay in Grand Rapids. And then I looked on the 61st District Court records and it says all of those cases are closed. So I'm just not sure. And when she contacted the Secretary of State, they said you don't have anything except for a reinstatement fee. So if all Ms. Jones has to pay is her reinstatement fee, I'm fine with offering her impeding.
Well, and if you are offering her impeding and we've done all we can do to verify her situation, then that will be fine. I am going to chalk it up to this terrible reporting system of the Secretary of State. I feel like a broken record complaining about it consistently every day, but I can't make heads or tails of it.
It looks as though they have these pending charges, which lead you and I to, in my opinion, do unnecessary work.
I saw a Secretary of State record this morning that indicated a gentleman's license had been canceled. I'd never seen that before.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it wasn't canceled. So we are doing the best we can, I think, for these individuals, given the tools we have to work with. She's here in the courtroom and I will go ahead and call her case.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The court is calling the case of the City of Kentwood versus Shinova Jones, case number 19-50472OT. Ma'am, you can come right up to the lectern. I know that you heard a little bit of that conversation. Ma'am, it is a perpetual thorn in my side that I can no longer read the Secretary of State driving records and that they appear to be wrong in some instances. I did my diligence, I think the last time you were here, looking on the 61st District Court website. Ms. Dawson has done her diligence as well. And as a result of what appears to have been your genuine efforts to clear up everything, Ms. Dawson, is willing to allow you to plead to the civil infraction of impeding traffic, and she will dismiss the driving with your license suspended, revoked, or denied misdemeanor. Is that in fact what you discussed with her today?
I did discuss with her. Ma'am, I have a question.
All right, I'll try to answer it.
Because I was quite confused as well. It took me a while to go over this stuff. But they also didn't have record of this ticket as well. They didn't have anything on this courthouse, so I'm quite confused.
Right, and I will tell you why. That I can answer for you. And that's because you were charged with a misdemeanor driving offense in this, but we don't send record of it to the Secretary of State until you enter a plea, until you are convicted, because you are innocent, unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And you're proven guilty by either a jury trial, a bench trial, or if you enter a plea. So what's going to happen today is you are going to enter a plea to—
Oh my gosh, like everybody is like, they're just coming out of nowhere. They're like, people are waiting in my Zoom room.
All right, ma'am. And so today, when you enter your plea to impeding, Ms. Dawson is going to dismiss the driving on license suspended. This is not going to be abstracted to the Secretary of State, okay? All right. That's why they didn't have any information on it.
Okay.
All right. And is it your choice then today to tender a plea to the civil infraction of impeding traffic?
Yes, please.
All right, if you tender a plea and the court accepts it, you will forever waive the right to have a trial on the original charge. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. And did anyone threaten you or make you any promises above and beyond this plea bargain to get you to enter a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Then as to the offense of impeding traffic, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. Were you driving a vehicle in the city of Kentwood on or around June 28th of 2019?
Yes.
All right, now at that time, was your driver's license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes.
All right, that is a sufficient factual basis to accept your guilty plea, and I will assess fines and costs in this matter. They total $240. You can stop the clerk's counter on your way out to make payment or payment arrangements.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and let's see. Looking at your driving record, which says that your license is not valid, you do need to go to the Secretary of State and pay your reinstatement fee.
Yes.
All right. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're all set.